Hi everybody, it's Blake with the Digital Teaching and Learning Department. Today I wanted to share a quick and kind of rough video where I want to go through a course that I have where all of my grades aren't matching up between Canvas and PowerSchool. And I kind of want to walk you through the workflow that you might want to take if you find yourself in the same situation. 99% of these errors can be fixed really easily. So if you're the kind of person who's thinking, hey, I need to just manually enter my grades really quickly because the end of the term is upon us, I hope you check this video out first because I can save you a lot of time and a lot of data entry. So let's get started. Let me show you the situation that we're working with here. When I go to my Canvas course and I look at my grades, I've been punching in grades this semester for all of my students. And since I do everything in Canvas and all of my assignments come through Canvas, I don't ever put any assignments into the PowerTeacher Pro gradebook. They're all here. I need these grades to be showing up in my PowerTeacher Pro gradebook. However, my PowerTeacher Pro gradebook kind of looks like this right now. I'm not even seeing any sort of final grade here. Well, the good news is that there's a solution to all of this, and I want to walk you through the workflow of how we take care of that. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do is I want to head over to my my Canvas course and make sure that everything is set up correctly there. Now, this might be a little nuanced for those of you who are keeping a points-based gradebook, not a weighted gradebook. And so if that applies to you, feel free to jump to the next section. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have all of the sections timestamped in the video description below. So go ahead and jump to the next one. If you're weighting your gradebooks like I am, go ahead and stick around here. So what I want to check in this class is to make sure that I have all of my weights set up correctly. So if I go into my assignments page, I can see all of my assignment groups here and how much I want them to be weighted worth. And it looks like I have all of those set up here. And if I didn't, what I can do is I can click the three dots over here, and then I can say assignment group weights over here, and I can put in my weights right here for what I want. I'm going to click save. Okay. I'm going to jump back over to PowerTeacher Pro now, and I want to see if I have my weights set up in this gradebook. And so I'm going to click settings, traditional grade calculations, and then when I come over to here to M3 T3, when I look at T3, it looks like I started to, but I never quite got this finished. So let's go ahead and finish setting up my weights for T3. So I want this type over here to be category weighting. And in my class, I have these 4 categories. So I want assignments, and I weight all of mine equally. Yours will look a little different than mine will. And I'm going to go down here. I want that category weighting, and then I'm going to make sure that projects is also worth 25%. I can add additional categories with this plus button up here. So if I click that, I'll go category weighting, and then I'm going to change this to mastery checks, and I'll have that worth 25%, as well as my last one, which is exams, and I want that to be worth 25% as well. So I'm going to click save here. And I might need to do this for my T3 gradebook and others. If you're interested in copying this setup to your 4th quarter one, ask your EdTech coach at your building to show you how to copy your traditional grade calculations on this page. It's really handy. Let's head back to my score sheet in this class. Okay, so we're making some progress. I'm able to see some grades and some percents here. That's what I want to see. However, if I go back to my gradebook here, and I look at my grades page, and I pull up one student, for instance. Let's look at Bethesda's grade. Well, in Canvas, Bethesda has a 102%, it looks like, but in Canvas, it's just a 100%. So there's a couple things that we're going to need to check now. Now, anytime you run into this situation where your grades aren't matching, I hope that you check this out. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you check out your grade sync page. Now, if your grade sync page has one of these little eyes that's crossed out next to it, we need to, or it's not even showing up here, we need to go to the settings page and we need to check out navigation and make sure that grade sync is pulled up into this top section. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you've been using a Canvas for a while, you're going to say, hey, well, I don't want it in the top section because I don't want my students to be able to click it. Well, the nice thing about the Grade Sync tab is that only teachers will be able to see this one. And in fact, we need it in this top section for the Grade Sync to even work. When we disable that, it can break the Grade Sync. So make sure that's all the way up there. Anyways, let's head into the grade sync tab and let's check out if we've had any errors. And yep, it looks like I've been running a couple of syncs and I've been getting some errors here. So let's dive into it. Let's see what's actually broken in this course. Now, when you jump into yours, you might see some different errors as well. The most common ones are for an assignment group in Canvas to not be lining up with a category in PowerTeacher Pro. Maybe you're the kind of person who says, hey, this category doesn't belong to the lead teacher in the section. Even if you are the lead teacher, most of the time the way that I get around that is I just create a new category and I rename the assignment group in Canvas to match that, and then I can get that taken care of. Or maybe yours is one of the ones in here. So if I click in here, I can see on my last sync the assignments that did go and the assignments that didn't. And here are the two tabs that I want you to check out on this one. The first one over here is the assignment sync tab, and it'll show me exactly what went wrong. So on my extra credit rhetoric discussion, score entry points is required. This error means that I have an extra credit assignment that I made worth 0 points in Canvas, and I wanted to add additional points on top of that to give them extra credit. Unfortunately, with PowerSchool, the assignment has to be worth at least 1 point to sync over. So my quick and easy fix for this one is if I go into my gradebook and I find the extra credit rhetoric discussion, and here it is, I'm just going to quickly increase everybody's point value by 1. I'll give everybody a dummy point, and the people who did get extra credit, I'll increase theirs by 1. So I'm going to pause the video while I do that really quickly. And we're back. I was able to add everybody 1 point here on this one. What I also need to do is I probably need to go into the assignment now, and I need to make sure that this assignment is worth 1 point as well too. So I'm just going to change that really quickly as well too. I think I'm a pretty easygoing person, so giving everybody a freebie 1 point in my class, that's not a big deal, especially because I have some assignments here that are worth a couple hundred points. So everybody can have 1 point. That's no big deal. All right, let's head back to the grade sync tab and see if there's anything else that we need to take care of for this class. If I go back into my last sync by clicking here, it looks like that I was able to take care of this one, but let's see if there's any other warnings and errors that I need to make sure that I acknowledge here. Warnings and errors. Oh, yep, it looks like there's a couple. I've got a grading category, and many of you probably have this one as well, called imported assignments. That's not one of the categories that I'm syncing over in PowerTeacher Pro. This is likely because I found something from the Commons, or maybe it was from one of my other Canvas courses that I copied into this one. The imported assignments category comes up all the time. Here's your fast place to check that. If I go to the assignments page and I scroll down, I can see, oh, hey, there is an imported assignments tab. Now I can either drag this up into the appropriate category by clicking these dots over here, or let's say I have a handful of these and they all need to go into the same category. What I can do is I can actually click my 3 dots over here, and then I can click Move Contents, and I can say, hey, all of these need to go into my assignment group. I'm going to put them at the bottom of this group, and then if I click Move, all of them will now go up into my assignment group, and I don't really need imported assignments, so I'm going to click 3 dots, and I'm going to delete this assignment group. Okay, there's one last error that I want to show you all of the that happens all of the time whenever we're syncing grades. In my assignment, I have an assignment here that is it's a project for my class. Actually, no, it's not going to be this project. I have a volunteer participation activity. I wanted to put points on it so that students could know how they did on the assignment. However, when I go into this assignment, I have this one set up to not count towards the final grade. I want them to be able to know how they did on this, but I don't want it to impact their score. Now, that will give us a discrepancy between our grades in PowerTeacher Pro and in Canvas. The do not count this assignment towards final grade does not sync over. So I'm going to need to make sure after I sync these that I go into PowerTeacher Pro, and that I also enable this for that assignment. So let's go ahead and start a sync and see if we fixed some of these things. I'm going to hit grade sync. Actually, we do this from the grades page. So I'll go from grades. I'm going to sync to sys right here. and I want to make sure that I sync all of this information over here. You can see that this rhetoric activity and my extra credit discussion hadn't synced over because there were errors. So I'm going to post grades, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come into the grade sync tab, and I can see that this process is going to get started. I'm going to pause the video here, and we'll get back together once the sync finishes to see if there's anything else that we need to fix before we go back and we check our grades over in PowerTeacher Pro. All right, welcome back. Hey everybody, it looks like we have some good news here. After fixing those small things that I had in the grade sync page, I had a green check mark, which is exactly what I want to see. That means that all of my grades are syncing over now. So if I hit this completed button, I can see that I don't have any failed, and I always want to make sure that I check my warnings and errors. Doesn't look like we have anything here, as well as the assignment sync. I want to make sure that I have all green check marks on this page. So looks like we're doing pretty well there. So I want to go back to my grades tab and look at my students. Every once in a while, I like to just do a side-by-side comparison. So I'm going to click on Bethesda again, and we're going to go into her grades. And Bethesda looks like she's a rock star student. We've got 102% in this class. So if I go through, I can see all of the point values that they've been given. But there's one thing I want you to note when you're checking this out. This might be a helpful thing for you to check out. I do have one assignment here with that exclamation point. This doesn't mean that there's an error or anything, but it does. The exclamation point does mean that this assignment does not count towards the final grade. So what I want to do now is I want to go under my volunteer survey participation assignment in PowerTeacher Pro. I'm going to refresh this page, and I'm going to find that activity for my volunteer and participation. Oh, here it is. And I'm going to go to the assignment. I currently have, if I click Edit Assignment, this assignment is counting towards the final grade in this class. However, it's not counting towards the final grade in Canvas. That will create a discrepancy between our points. So I want to make sure that I disable this count in traditional final grade because I had it set up that way in Canvas as well too. So I'm going to click Save and Close here. And when I do that, everybody's score is going to turn to this purple color. That's how I know it's not counting towards the final grade. And I want to go back to my score sheet page to see if I've got everything lining up now. And it looks like I might have some sort of error going on because it looks like Bethesda has a 225% in this class now. And that's way more than she's supposed to have. So clearly I've got something that I need to double check here. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to find out what we have going wrong here. And we're back once again. I think I found one of the errors that I need to fix here. I've got one assignment in my Canvas course called Creation Tools. Use rhetoric to persuade your audience, except for here's the thing. The Canvas to PowerSchool sync doesn't really like when assignments are over 50 characters long in the title. So if you're including your learning standard or you've just got a really long one like me, we may need to edit that down, and I'm just going to clip this out of the title here. And I'm going to make sure that I've got this worth 50 points here. Okay, we're good. This is under 50 characters. I also want to make sure that this is going to sync to PowerSchool. So I'm going to click that on and check out if I have any more errors in this class, and we'll get back together then. Okay, we are back once again, and it looks like as I'm going through my grades page here, I can use a couple students as an example. I want to make sure that I go to my apply filters and that I'm looking at grading periods, and I just want to be looking at third term right now. And so as I'm looking at my third term grading periods, it looks like Bethesda has a 102.45% in class. When I head over to PowerTeacher Pro, it looks like Bethesda has a 102.45%, so it looks like we are all good there. So a couple of things in summary to make sure that you check out. Remember to make sure that you go in and you look at your traditional grade calculations and that you have them set up the way that you're going to need them. For this class, I was weighting my categories. However, if you're just doing a points-based gradebook, you want to make sure that there's only one thing here and that it says total points. Okay, so make sure that you check that out. Second thing, in summary, that you're going to want to check out is make sure you hit that grade sync page and that you look to make sure that we have your most recent sync with a happy green check mark there. We want to make sure that we don't have any errors. If we do have errors, we want to make sure that we go to that warnings and errors and see what we have going on there, because that's going to be something that we need to fix, as well as that assignment sync page, because that's going to give me something that I need to fix as well too. If you have everything fixed and you've recently done a huge batch upgrade of like all of your grades, you put in a bunch of things, you've updated scores, remember to check out under utilities here this option that says Remaster Grade Passback. If I click on this, it will show me all of the assignments from our course and the last time that they were synced. This is like a giant refresh of your grade sync that will update all of the scores. So make sure that you check this out. If you have any of these that are blank here, they've never been synced, we might want to take a look at that assignment, because that's a pretty good indicator that there's something wrong with it. Either we have it set to not sync to PowerTeacher Pro, or maybe our assignment is over 50 characters long in the title, so it's not going to sync there. That's definitely something that we want to check out. And last but not least, let's say that I have an assignment that isn't syncing over correctly. Well, we might be inclined from our previous student information system to come back into this, into PowerTeacher Pro, and we might be inclined to say, oh, I'm just going to delete it out of here. Absolutely do not delete an assignment out of PowerTeacher Pro unless we also intend to delete it out of Canvas. Because if Canvas has synced this grade over one time, it's going to be looking for that assignment and it won't be able to find it. If that's happened to you and on your grade sync page, in the errors here, you're seeing an error that says assignment not found, be sure to reach out to your EdTech coach. There is a way that we can get our grades to sync back, but it involves a couple of steps that you're going to want to work with somebody on. All right, folks, that's the end of this video. I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about making sure that your grades from Canvas exactly match what you have in PowerTeacher Pro, go ahead and reach out to me. My email address is blpope@wsd.net. And I help all of the secondary teachers here in the district. If you have any questions and you're an elementary teacher and you need some help with all the standards-based grading things that you elementary teachers do, make sure you reach out to Alan Reese or Monica Widdison in the Digital Teaching and Learning Department. They can help you as well too. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good end of the quarter.